What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of November 20th and the 21st of 2021. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you're doing well. What an intense time, pretty intense weekend. We're going to see the sun finish up in Scorpio this weekend. It's going to be at 28, 29 degrees, and it will cross in and ingress into Sagittarius late Sunday evening. So we're at this Phoenix rising cusp, if you will, and we've done a lot of deep internalization, a lot of our deep desire work, cord cutting, trauma healing. This has been an intense Scorpio season, to say the least, and there's so much going on in the world that we can be internalizing some of these things or being too hard on ourselves. We want to kind of give ourselves some credit in this hypercritical, intense time and like release. So it's a great time of releasing what could be coming up, or some aspects of life that feel like they're burying you right now. Like this is kind of a let's break out in a way this weekend. And we're also going to see a moon in Gemini, and it's going to be making good aspects to Jupiter, and it's going to square Neptune. So I think in our personal lives we are in this place of like trying to figure out all this information, figure out our environments, and that's really where the key is to this, is getting a good understanding of our environment as Mercury square Jupiter and sextile Pluto in Capricorn. We could have some huge ideas, some big visions right now, and we could be a little spacey, a little lost, and we got to get back to our environment, what makes us happy. Our deep internalized truths they're all brought up, and I think that it's good because we're willing to make a change or a pivot for ourselves of what we know is going to bring us comfort in our life. It's there for the taking, but we have to kind of come back and get a little bit more focused. And I feel like focus can be a hard one this weekend, just as emotions can kind of be running high, or things can kind of be getting blown up. But it's definitely showing different ways. It's showing how you can kind of tap into your deepest root of your power system and find the strength and rise up this weekend as the sun does come into Sagittarius. It's going to be 1 degree away from the south node, which we'll see on Monday, that conjunction. And I think that, that brings a lot of hope. That brings a lot of belief that things can get better. And I think that they can, but we got to look at the truth of the matter in our personal life. And instead of trying to control the world or have this, crazy idea of what the world's going to do, because the world's about to change, we have to really focus on our environments and focus on what makes sense to our deeper truths. And that's where the goodness is right now. And I've been saying it for the last couple days, but this weekend kind of hammers that home. And in a time where we can feel a little helter-skelter, a little all over the place because of changes that are showing up in the world or in our personal lives, we have to be willing to make the pivots for our deeper truth and to really go into the visions, trust in your feelings, trust in your vision, but also get practical. And I would say Venus in Capricorn here, it's going to come to 14 degrees by Sunday and come off that trine to Uranus. It's about the radical things that we never thought we could manifest, the destinies, the careers, the achievements, and being practical and reliable and showing up to do something different, and to have that grounded approach to it can be extremely helpful right now, as Mars and Venus are still in their sextile, but they won't hit exact. So it's almost like we can feel like things are missing when it comes to our desires or what we want to fully identify with. And even Mars is going to start getting closer to the trine to Neptune, and that kind of waters down our Mars too. So we don't want to be caught off guard. I think this is a great rising moment for us. We want to believe in something that we can create for ourselves. We want to believe in ourselves, and it comes through feeling things deeply, but not being so critical that you take yourself out of your power. This is where you want to rise up with your power. You want to see where the information and your truth, like your independent truth, is taking you, instead of worrying about some big world truth or some big belief that something's going to happen and it's going to make everything better. Like, this is where we got to take the responsibility into our own hands in a practical matter this weekend. We can expand and grow in some really positive ways. So I think this is a powerful weekend. It's kind of going to feel like a full moon weekend, where even when the sun comes to 0 of Sagittarius, the moon will be at 29 Gemini Sunday evening. So really prolonged, and then they're both going to be where we had the lunar eclipse in Taurus Scorpio, and then we're getting kind of that full moon energy of Sagittarius Gemini. So it's such a mental weekend. And I think that that's where a lot of power and positivity can come from, but it's also where we can lose ourselves in our mind because we're not focusing on our feelings and our deeper sense of what is true and what the connection is and what's going to open up and expand these visions and how we bring these visions into reality. So kind of have to get out of our head and disconnect from that and really trust the gut of the matter and more of your intuitive knowing. And I think that that's where your Phoenix moment will be this weekend, but not a super crazy, like, I don't think it's a negative weekend at all. I think it's actually more positive because I think we've gone through a lot. This was an intense Scorpio season, and this can definitely feel like a breakthrough kind of feeling for you internally of like a knowing that you can make your life better, but you just have to know that you can make it better. And it's if you can come into your truth and live your life in your world, in your reality that you've created and make changes to make it better if you want better. It's great. This is money time for that kind of energy. But sitting around and not making anything happen in your life and expecting some other thing to come out and save the day could leave you feeling a little left in the dark, if you will, or a little like you weren't, you didn't get what you wanted, or you didn't get the gift or the present. And the present's just in you and realizing how you can consciously make a change without being too hyper-focused on the mental and kind of coming back into the physical and the feeling of the matter. Sending you all my absolute best. I hope you have a great weekend. The Matrix is going to matrix. The world is the world stage, and all that's going to do its thing. And we have to really focus on our environment and not get too lost in sort of the circus that's going on in the world. So just going to put that out there for you guys as I close off this weekend horoscope. See what the card is. Got the 4 coins. I think this is pretty positive. If we want to like hold on to something that really aligns with our depth, with what we really, really want from a soul nature, like these desires are good and they can be grounded, but there's also certain areas of life where we can hold on way too tight. And it's like if we're holding on to things that don't even make us happy, what are we doing? So we kind of got to pay attention to our values, especially coming off this eclipse and being in between eclipses. It's very fated times. If certain aspects of the physical nature are trying to make a change for you, like I feel like we'd be silly to not accept that gift that's trying to come in and to consciously make a move. Page of Swords upright. Yeah, we got to keep a youthful mind and be curious. I think we can have so many visions, but we don't want to have visions of like knowing everything. Like we really want to get back to the little things in our environment and the little things that make sense. And if we can kind of narrow things down, we're going to use this Jupiter Mercury to our advantage to like make big things come out of small things, but it's like baby steps and having this sort of young approach to it mentally instead of this like I know it all approach. So like youth is good in this time of like starting new chapters, even rising up with new power and having that understanding. And we got that because of the final card is the King of Cups upright. So all upright cards, I think this weekend's great, and it kind of comes to this emotional sovereignty, this emotional power, and sitting on your throne and knowing that your desires can come to manifest, that you can have good feelings show up in this world, that you're kind of in complete control of your form from a very spiritual and emotional standpoint, and really knowing to trust your gut on the matter, because if we overthink things, we're going to hold on too tightly, and we're not going to kind of like release the stuff that we don't really want so that we can have what we really want. Kind of change the page energy that's kind of going to put us on our throne of a lot of internal power. So I like this weekend a lot. Sending you all my best. I hope that you can use this energy very well for yourself and have some Phoenix rising moments within yourself. So absolutely sending you my best. Love you all very much. I will catch you for the weekly and for the tarot and for next week's horoscopes. Much love. Peace.